Have you ever felt stuck, as if no matter how hard you try, success is just out of reach? Maybe you've been grinding at your job, trying to build wealth, or chasing your purpose, but doors keep slamming shut. What if I told you? That's not rejection, it's redirection. God doesn't just drop blessings into your lap, He prepares you first. And if you're feeling lost, confused, or even frustrated right now, that might be the biggest sign that you're on the verge of something greater. Stay with me until the end, because by the time this video is over, you'll know exactly how to recognize when God is setting you up for something big. Before we dive in, let's be clear. God doesn't bless those who aren't ready to handle the blessing. Imagine handing $1 million to someone with no financial discipline. It wouldn't take long before it's all gone. Likewise, before God elevates you, He makes sure you can sustain that elevation. So if you're experiencing any of these 7 signs, it means you're in training for something bigger. Let's get into it. Sign number 1. Doors are closing and it feels personal. You applied for that dream job. You worked hard for that promotion. You invested in that business. And somehow, every single door keeps slamming in your face. Sound familiar? Here's the truth. God isn't punishing you. He's redirecting you. When you outgrow a season, God will force you to move forward by shutting doors that no longer serve your purpose. Think about it. How many times have you looked back and thanked God for not letting certain things work out? The same is happening now. But what if the rejection isn't the worst part? What if the real test is how you respond to it? Sign number 2. Your circle is changing. Suddenly, the people you once clicked with don't seem to understand you anymore. Maybe you're losing friends. Maybe certain relationships feel strained. This is one of the biggest signs of preparation. When God is elevating you, He removes people who can't go with you. But here's the scary part. Sometimes it's not just toxic people He removes. Sometimes it's good people too. People who were right for your past but not for your future. And let's be real. Sometimes we hold on to people just because we don't want to be alone. But would you rather be comfortable, or would you rather win? Sign number 3. You feel restless and uncomfortable. You ever get that feeling like something big is about to happen? You don't know what, you don't know when, but you feel it. That's divine discomfort. God makes your current situation uncomfortable when He's about to move you. And the crazy part? Most people ignore this feeling. They numb it with distractions. They settle. But if you've been feeling restless, anxious, or even frustrated with where you are, don't run from it. Lean in. Because this is proof that you're not meant to stay where you are. But what if the discomfort isn't just emotional? What if it's showing up in your finances too? Sign number 4. Your money situation is changing. Ever notice how financial shifts often come before major life shifts? Sometimes it's a blessing, an unexpected bonus, a sudden opportunity. Other times, it's a loss. A job ends, an investment flops. Why? Because money is a test. God uses finances to shape your character, to see if you're ready for more. Look at people who win the lottery. Most go broke within years. Why? Because they got more before they were ready. So, be honest. If you got $1 million today, would you know what to do with it? Or would it disappear like a paycheck on a Friday night? Sign number 5. You're being called to do something new. You keep getting this nudge. Start the business, move to that city, take that risk. But you keep ignoring it. Here's the deal. When God calls you, it rarely makes sense. And it's almost never convenient. But if you keep feeling pulled toward something, that's not just a random thought. That's divine direction. But how do you know the difference between God's voice and just overthinking? Sign number 6. You're facing more challenges than ever. It seems backwards, right? If God is preparing you for something greater, why does life feel harder? Here's why. Resistance proves progress. If you're facing opposition, that means you're moving in the right direction. Think about it. When do defenders show up in a game? When the team is about to score. The same happens spiritually. So if everything in life is too easy right now, you might want to check if you're actually growing. Sign number 7. You feel an urgency to change. This is the biggest sign of all. If something inside you is screaming that you can't keep living the way you are, don't ignore it. You weren't created for mediocrity. You weren't meant to just work, pay bills, and die. You have purpose. And if you feel that urgency, that means your next level is waiting on you to take action. But what's the first step? How do you step into what God has for you? That's what we're talking about next. Now that you know the signs, here's what you need to do. 1. Stop resisting the shift. Lean into it. 2. Start preparing. Get your finances, mindset, and habits ready. 3. Trust the process. God never moves backward, only forward. If this video spoke to you, don't keep it to yourself. Hit subscribe, drop a comment on which sign resonated most, and share this with someone who needs it. Because here's the truth. Your next level isn't coming. It's already here. The only question is, are you ready?